Welcome back. This game. I hope my voice doesn't sound a little bit hoarse. This game just I Nashville controlled like 55 minutes, 56, 57 minutes of this game, and then they didn't. So it was Shelovs versus Saros, and a lot of Canuck fans, myself included, looking at that and going, Shelovs. Like I like the goaltender, I absolutely do. But what a tough position. You're playing in the playoffs. And the backup is Abbotsford's backup. So basically, both Abbotsford goalies in this game. Sawchenko, though, helped the Abbotsford Canucks win today, and so they're into the second round, and awesome. All right, so Shilovs versus Saros. Nyquist has a net feed that deflects wide. It's a weird time to be a Canucks fan right now. It's weird. It's this feeling of almost pride. So Zucker has a rush chance that saved. There's a press by Nashville, 2.5 minutes. Fabro has a one-timer that saved, and then at 2:55 off a face-off win, Brock Besser buries one from the left circle. It was the first shot on net for Vancouver. Miller and Soucy with the assists. One storyline that hasn't been talked about, and I think we might be getting there, UC Saros is not playing like UC Saros right now. Or maybe the Canucks, who've been PDO merchants all year, getting great shooting percentages and save percentages, maybe those guys are back. So McCarron has a shot that's held. There's some pushing there. Forsberg has a shot that's blocked aside as the Preds push to tie it. And one thing that's been standing out to me as this series has gone along is just how physical the Preds are, how big they are. And so even though the Canucks out hit them, it feels like there's more impact with a lot of these Nashville hits, and they're doing their best to wear down the Canucks. And I think on some level it's worked. But there's an ozone penalty by Forsberg. That power play for the Canucks lasts 4 seconds. We get 156 of 4-on-4. So kind of a missed opportunity for Vancouver. Shots are 5-1 Nashville at 4.5 minutes. Hronek has a net feed that's blocked. The Canucks press during the 4-on-4. Hronek has a chance that's held. And then still during the 4-on-4 at 5:34, Jankowski has one that deflects in, Lauzon and Carrier with the assists. It's a 1-1 draw. Garland then has a shot that's held. There's some pushing there. Lafferty has a shot that's blocked aside. The Canucks press at 8 minutes. They're kept to the outside. The fans call one. The referee does not. That was where I believe Forsberg steps on the puck. So then Yossi takes a puck to the ear. He stays in the game, or tried to. He was still bleeding, and he was bleeding pretty good. So there's a press by Nashville with 8.5 minutes left, and then they put Yossi on the ice while he's clearly still bleeding. You can't do that. There's a rule in the NHL against players who are still bleeding being on the ice. They've got to be covered up. You just can't have that. And so the referee, after the first play, and I think it was an icing, I don't remember exactly what the play was that caused the whistle, but on that whistle, he goes over to Yossi and he's like, you got to go. Because I was wondering, like, how long is he going to play before one of the officials notices he's still bleeding from the ear? So he was done for the rest of the first period because he had to go get stitches. Things are punchy on a hold by Shilovs. The hitting's ramping up. The dislike's pretty high. These teams do not like one another at all. And it's interesting because I know it sounds like it gets overstated during the playoffs. Nobody likes each other. It just feels different when there's real, I don't know if animosity is the word, but I just get the feeling that Nashville and Vancouver really, really dislike one another. I don't know what got said. I don't know what it is, but yeah, something. So Jankowski misses one wide as the Preds are getting some pressure. Things are, and the hitting's ramped up. Zadorov has a wrister that's held. Preds really targeting Hughes, and that might be part of it for the Canucks, is that Hughes is definitely getting targeted, taking a lot of hits. He's on the smaller side. Totally understand what Nashville's trying to do. Doesn't mean as a Canuck fan, understanding what they're trying to do, you necessarily are happy about it. So he misses his next shift. Besser to Suter, there's a near miss there. Carrier has a rush chance that's saved. Myers takes a puck to the face as Hughes misses another shift. So Myers comes out, but Hughes comes back on the ice for the next shift. So a lot of defensive issues there. Myers does skate off on his own. It wasn't as nearly as bad as some of the other pucks to the face we've seen today. The Canucks press in the final minute. It's 1-1 after one. Second period, early press by Nashville. Sherwood's denied. Pettersson has a net feed that's blocked. Preds had the only shot on net 4 minutes in. Shen has a shot that's blocked aside. Nashville presses. Suter has a rush at the end of his shift, and so he had no speed left. I felt bad for Suter. Like, if that was at the start of his shift, he might have buried that one, but he was just done. So Cole then has a shot that's saved, and then right after that, on a rush, because the Canucks are doing a line change, so you can catch him, and Nyquist does. He buries one on a rush from O'Reilly at 5:21. Preds then get a power play. They cycle. It's cleared. Canucks clear again. There's a shorthanded rush that gets broken up. There's a late cycle and then another clear to end it. So no harm, no foul there. Crossbar for Suter in close. Lauzon then has a shot that's caught and held. The shots are 6-0 Nashville at 8.5 minutes. Like I said, they controlled most of this game. Nashville played really, really well. And game 3, while they outshot Vancouver badly, it didn't feel like they were controlling the pace as much as the Canucks just playing really good blanketing defense. So, where am I? I'm over here. Press by Nashville kept to the outside. Höglander has a wraparound. That's saved. There's a press by Nashville with 9 minutes left. Garland has a wrist shot that's held. We get a power play for Vancouver. They cycle. Besser has a shot that's blocked. It's cleared out. There's another clear that follows. The Canucks really can't get set up here. There's a shorthanded 2-on-1. Sherwood has a shot that's held just barely. That one got through Shelov's and then he basically dropped on it. That power play is killed off. Shots are 8-1 Nashville with 4.5 minutes left. Then there's a blocker save on JT Miller. Beauvillier's denied. Shelov's holds there. Good game for the third string goalie. Had to put that up there. Like, you know what? No matter what happens, Shelov's has done his best, and again continues to show he's maybe on the verge of becoming an NHL goaltender regularly next season. O'Reilly with a turnover chance, that's held. The fans call one, the referee doesn't. The Canucks press to close, so we get some punching, and it's 4-on-4 to start the third period, where the score is 2-1 for Nashville. And 12 seconds in, Forsberg with one that went in off his skates, so technically it's buried in close. Canucks didn't challenge. Good. There was no kicking motion. It would not have come back. Yossi and McDonough with the assists. It's 3-1 Nashville, and it felt like that was it. The way Nashville had blanketed Vancouver, the way that the Canucks just could not get through that defense, it felt like a 2-goal lead in the third at home in front of that really loud Nashville crowd. That should be it. But I'm not wearing a Nashville jersey. I was in the third, though, and if you remember, you might know why. Also had written something on the board, too. So anyways, Forsberg has the next chance that deflects out. Nashville presses. The Canucks really overmatched early in this period, and it felt like they were chasing the play. Again, Nashville, big, physical players, just kind of, wooling the Canucks around, watching McCarron do that at will with Vancouver players. Unless it's Zadorov. Zadorov doesn't take any of that. I think Zadorov has really proven why the Canucks picked him up in this playoff series. So O'Reilly, fans on one, it's really all Preds. O'Reilly has the next chance that's held. Zucker has a shot that's held, and it just felt like there wasn't any real pushback from Vancouver. The reason I say that is because the shots are 5-0 for Nashville at 3.5 minutes. So, yeah, it's all Nashville, and they're already up 2 goals. A net feed to Suter gets blocked. The Canucks press at 6 minutes. Hughes has a shot that's saved. The rebound's blocked. A net feed to Besser gets picked off. Totally understand why they were trying to get it to Besser. Guys playing really well right now. Preds are blocking out the Canucks, and it felt like it was a reversal of Game 3. Nashville's beating Vancouver, doing what Vancouver did to them, just with a few more shots than Vancouver had. Evangelista has a sharp angle shot. That's held. Lauzon has a one-timer that's held as well. Soucy has a net feed that gets blocked. Lafferty has a snapshot that gets held. McDonough, then wrister, and held. And the reason that all of these gets put on there is not a lot of rebounds. So a lot of shots by Nashville, but Shelov's rebound control was really solid today. They pull the goalie with 3:20 left, which, I was a little nervous because they're doing it while they're in their own zone, which I get. But again, on a good cycle at 17-11, Besser makes it a 1-goal game. Lindholm and Miller with the assists. And all I can think is, well, they got within one. They made it close. There's a lot they can build on for the next game. I'm trying to be not too excited because I can get really into this. So I'm trying to keep myself calm. So they pull the goalie again with 2:10 left. There's an empty net miss by Sissons at 19:52 after Sissons hits that crossbar. Sissons was this close to tying the series at 2. He's going to be seeing that in his sleep tonight. Brock Besser buries his second attempt. He gets the hat trick. I didn't see a hat hit the ice, but it is my understanding that there's a member of Patreon who was there wearing a Brock Besser jersey. Way to represent. I'm not even wearing my Besser jersey, right? I wanted to wear this though, because this feels like a throwback to me to when I was a kid watching Canuck games. And this feels like the old Canucks, the old cardiac Canucks. So thus the Canucks, the logo I'm using in the jersey I'm wearing. But it's going to overtime, and I thought, okay, it's going to overtime. Whatever happens. And the Canucks get an early press, and they score on the only shot they had in the overtime. It's Elias Lindholm from the slot, Garland with the assist. So for everybody who said, Lindholm sucks and they never should have made that trade, I love Kuzmenko as much as anybody. There's no way Kuzmenko's the guy doing what Lindholm's doing in this playoff series. 4-3 overtime win. Vancouver leads the series 3-1. They can finish it at home. I'm not saying they will, just that they can. This series is unpredictable. Not going to try now. Shots on net: 9-8 Nashville in the first, 10-5 Nashville in the second, 11-6 Nashville in the third. Vancouver only needed one shot in the overtime. Final shots are 30-20 for Nashville, and that's not misleading. Nashville definitely outplayed Vancouver today. Power plays both teams 0 for 2. The hits 35-31 Vancouver. Shelov's, kudos to the kid, man. 27 saves on 30 shots. Loved his celebration after the game as well. I was doing one on my own. Saros 16 saves on 20 shots, and it was really hard for me after watching this to get into watching the Rangers Capitals game much at all. So I'm going to apologize now to Rangers and Caps fans for the fact that there's sparse notes for about the first 8 minutes of that period, because I was just still so wound up from what I had just witnessed here. And yeah, unexpected, very much unexpected. But the Canucks showed a lot of heart today, a lot. And we'll see what happens next game. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.